injured. And the story was they weren't going to touch him and he wasn't going to play. But there he is. So Pat Thomas comes in.
He's getting himself ready for the playoffs.
4th and 6 from the 7. And it'll be a field goal attempt from the 14. And a 24-yard field goal is good by Garo Yepremian. So it is all New Orleans capitalizing on Ram mistakes, and they're leading 20-7.
Cougar.
For the 1980s, Lincoln Mercury unleashes a striking new cat. New Cougar XR7 with 64% better estimated MPG than 1975. And a new automatic overdrive transmission is available. So very luxurious with plush new fabrics.
Cougar. More than ever.
This is your year for the cat.
There are many ways you can reach financial freedom. And to us, they're all familiar. That's why we can give you the right direction. Take you safely across barriers. And give you the resources to reach your financial goals. Merrill Lynch, a breed apart.
Christmas Day at 12:30 Eastern. Dr. J makes a house call on Washington. It's the 76ers and Bullets. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
It is 20-7 in favor of the Saints. Yepremian kicking a wobbly kick up the middle, fielded by Eddie Hill at the 10 to the 25, and gets out to the 35-yard line where the Rams will put it in play.
Well, now the pressure, the challenge is on the Rams offense. They haven't done much after that early score in the first quarter.
A report we get out of Dallas, Robert Newhouse scored for Dallas from the 2-yard line. The conversion was good, and the Dallas Cowboys, trying to win their division, have turned it around. Washington led 17-0. Dallas leads 21-17 in the third, and it means the Chicago Bears are still alive. Ferragamo on a play-action fake, setting up a screen, throws it to Colin Bryant, and Bryant, with a flag on the play, is knocked out at midfield. Penalty marker on the field.
Hughes is down. Pat Hughes, 54, was down.
And we'll wait now for the interpretation by Pat Haggerty, and it's holding against the Rams.
You know, Ben, Pat Hughes played with the Giants before he came to the Saints.
Oh, he was the most valuable player in
right,
74.
And did a heck of a job, and I think the Saints picked him up on waivers. If they made a trade, it was an incidental trade, and he's done a heck of a job for the Saints. He's given them some leadership and experience that they need.
We have holding number 77, offense. First
Doug
down.
France guilty of the infraction. And now, of course, we're playing scoreboard while we watch this game. To repeat, Dallas 21, Washington 17, 8:16 of the third quarter. Ferragamo to Tyler. Bryant trying to block Ray Brown, and he missed Ray Brown, and so Ray Brown pulled him down.
Well, this is exactly what the Rams did not want. They didn't want to have to play their frontliners the whole ball game right to the end in an effort to win. They wanted a game where you could give them a good workout. This is what you're thinking as a coach. Give them a good workout. Don't overplay them. Don't risk the chance of getting an injury that's going to cost you a playoff game.
And Wendell Tyler, talking about injury, is still in there.
Still in the ball game.
So it is 2nd and 12. The ball on the 33-yard line of Los Angeles. 20-7 New Orleans. Ferragamo throwing to Tyler. And Tyler is belted at the 35 and drives forward for 2 yards. Tom Myers, and along with Fultz, making the hit, and Myers is hurt.
Myers and Fultz collided on that play.
And Myers got the worst of it, needless to say. He's only 180. Fultz is 278.
They played that properly from an inside-out angle, but Tyler split them, and they collided.
So Tom Myers, the free safety who will be starting in the Pro Bowl, scissored by his own man and wobbly, is led to the sideline.
Well, he's a fine football player, and they're gonna miss him. He's tough. That's what you have to have in a free safety. There's a guy down there in New Orleans named Roosevelt Taylor. That's a tough free safety. One of the best in all of football.
2 minutes left in the third. It is 3rd and 6 from the 39. Ferragamo got away from Reese. Has his man, and it's Preston Denard. Denard to the 40. Fumbled! And recovered his own fumble.
Well, Ferragamo made that play. Watch Ferragamo avoid the rush right here. He's setting up the throw. Now right there, he avoided the rush, stepped up, threw a nice pass to Denard. Now Denard's carrying the ball a little bit loosely here. Watch Denard. Look how he's carrying the ball, waving it around, fumbled it, and recovered his own fumble.
So 1st and 10 on the Saints 38, and the Rams trying to get back in the ball game. They're down 20-7. Ferragamo setting up to go deep, and he's throwing to Charlie Young, the tight end, who is seldom used. Ray Brown defending, no good.
The play action didn't fool anybody. Charlie Young is well covered. You can see that. 1-yard touchdown run by Leroy Harris. Eagles 19, Houston 10.
The Eagles, of course, have long ago clinched their wild card spot. It's a question who they'll be playing. And boy, is that question up in the air now that Dallas has come from behind to lead Washington. The winner of the Washington-Dallas game will win the Eastern Conference and will host Los Angeles. So it is 2nd and 10 from the Saints 38. Wendell Tyler hit at the 35 by Ken Bordelon.
Picture tackle by Bordelon. He got his shoulder in there and locked his arms. That's the type of tackle you'd put on a training reel.
Bordelon lives in New Orleans. He went to school at LSU. He was out most of last year with a bad knee.
And here's the shot. Now watch this tackle. Right in there. Good leverage, and put him backwards. Not going forward. Put him backwards.
Bordelon was originally drafted by the Rams and was traded to New Orleans. So he's got a little something extra going. On a 3rd down play, Ferragamo throws and completes it to Wendell Tyler for the 1st down at the 26-yard line.
Well, that play is called 73 whisk. Wendell Tyler goes out and reads the linebackers and runs a stop pattern.
On Pat Hughes.
On the linebacker. He splits the middle linebacker and the weak side linebacker.
20-7 Saints. 34 left.
Some light beers don't list all their ingredients, but Natural Light lists what's in here. This less filling beer has a fuller taste. It's all natural with lots of barley malt.
You can call it barley malt, and you can call it grain, or you can call it choices hops. That's why Natural Light's its name.
Sure, if they added anything artificial, they wouldn't call it natural.
Taste Natural Light. The difference is what we put in and don't put in.
Here you are, Mr. Johnson.
No!
Now she can call me Johnson.
Introducing the 1980 Mercury Marquis.
Feel the Marquis ride.
The Mercury Marquis is not only spacious and comfortable, it has 70% better gas mileage ratings than 1975.
Feel the Marquis ride.
The 1980 Mercury Marquis. Come feel how well it's designed.
Feel the Marquis ride.
So the Rams trying to keep a drive going. Have it 1st and 10 on the Saints' 26-yard line with 25 seconds left to the end of the 3rd quarter. Ferragamo to Tyler, and Tyler is hit. Alois Grooms and Alex Price hit him, and down he goes.
Almost fumbled that ball, Vinny. He got it and juggled it down low around his knees.
And the clock is running down. It shows 7 seconds to end the 3rd quarter. The Saints are leading the Rams 20-7, and it looks like the quarter might end before a play. The clock shows no time left, and the clock is true. So that's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score, the Saints 20 and the Rams 7. We now pause for a word from your local station.
Tonight, thrill to the 4th annual Circus of the Stars with guests Eric Estrada, Lonnie Anderson, Rip Taylor, and many more. Tonight at 9, 8 Central.
This is CBS.
Monday, WKRP moves to a new time with a special Christmas show.
Ho, ho, ho.
And lots of holiday fun. Next, it's a singles weekend at the Last Resort.
Who's that guy on table 15?
Gail's after a guy.
I think you're very attractive.
And Michael's after a gal, but he's in for a big surprise when the Last Resort moves to Monday, all starting at 8, 7 Central.
Bob Lee figured to get some work today, but it might be destructive if Ferragamo is just lifted without scoring on this drive. So Malavasi has quite a bit at stake right now. 2nd and 11 on the Saints 27. Outside rush by Reese. The pass deep for Smith, no good. Went through the hands of Chapman, who almost had a shot at it. George, let's explore that. If Malavasi lifts Ferragamo to bring in Lee, that would almost destroy Ferragamo psychologically for the playoffs.
Yes, and it's too early. He's got a drive going here. There are only 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns, they can go ahead 21-20. He's got to stay with them the rest of this series and maybe another series. Now, if they don't put some points on the board, then he should get Lee ready for 2 reasons. He needs the work, and Ferragamo hasn't done it.
So there's a lot riding on what would seem to be just a meaningless game. 3rd and 11 from the 27. Ferragamo guns it, and it appears to be quite a reception by Billy Waddy, and they're going to give it to him. Boy, that thing was really thrown in there, and it's a question now about first down.
That's, the way you described that, Waddy is the type of guy that'll make the great catch. Now, there's a great catch. He'll miss the easy catch. He's like an outfielder who'll drop a routine fly and catch one off the wall.
Well, it was a 3rd and 11, and he missed the first down by inches. So it is a 4th down call, and Ferragamo is coming over to the sidelines, and the Rams will take a timeout. 20-7 New Orleans, and the Rams on a very important drive.
It's lightweight, it's portable, it's virtually indestructible. You can hammer on it, saw on it, sand on it, paint on it, drive a screw on it, cut a pipe on it, clean a door on it, fix a picture on it, or a wheelbarrow, or a chair, or a bicycle. You can even have your lunch on it. The incredible Black & Decker workmate. When America has a job to do, it reaches for Black & Decker.
I like to cast a party the way I cast a play with very special people, and the champagne must be equally special. Paul Masson, a premium California champagne of impeccable taste. Paul Masson wines taste so good because they're made with such care. Old Paul Masson himself said it nearly a century ago. We will sell no wine before it's time.
Four years ago, a giant American chemical company was told by one of its own engineers that it was slowly contaminating water wells adjoining the plant. Did the company do anything about it? Watch 60 Minutes tonight. For those in New Orleans, you'll be able to watch it immediately after football here on the West Coast at a regular scheduled time. Big play now. 4th and 1 from the 17. Wendell Tyler. And he got to the 15. Lost the ball, and New Orleans recovers Tyler's fumble.
That could be it. You can't make mistakes in that area of the field.
5 turnovers for the Rams today.
You know what we've always said on that? If you take the ball away 5 times, there's no way you can win. Defensively, that used to be our philosophy. He's got the first down. The Saints are pinching inside. Now he tries to cut back. Loses the ball. The ball's tackled loose by, let's see, 30. Let's see if we can see who tackled that ball and jarred it loose.
Well, Ray Brown hit him first.
Ray Brown.
So Brown hit him, and the Saints have it. 1st and 10 on their own 16-yard line, and Jack Holmes is out across the 25 to the 29-yard line for a first down for New Orleans.
About an hour ago, we were talking about Ray Brown. And I said I couldn't understand why Atlanta would trade a guy like Ray Brown. Benny, he's a heck of a strong safety. He's the type of guy that is a good force man, and that's what you want in a strong safety. He has done a heck of a job for the Saints this year.
Out of West Texas State, Ray Brown. So Archie Manning has it 1st and 10 now on the Saints 30. Mike Strawn trying to get outside Jack Holmes' block, and a good defensive play. Coming up to nail him was Freddie Dreyer, number 89.
Well, Freddie is the type of end that has the quickness. It's difficult to circle Freddie Dreyer. He's real quick. It's tough for that offensive left tackle to hook him and contain him.
Philadelphia leading Houston 19-17 in the 4th quarter. But again, Philadelphia has clinched the wild card. Houston now trying to battle back. And the Dallas-Washington game gets tougher and tougher. 2nd and 13. Manning going to roll, setting up. No good.
Well,
intended for Tinker Owen.
Now, let's give Manning credit. He did a good thing there. The Rams faked the dog. Manning called an audible to get away from the dog. Then Elmendorf, 42, called another audible and went to a coverage. So it's a cat and mouse game. Pastorini to Mike Renfro, 7 yards for a TD pass. 19-17 Eagles.
So the Saints now have it 3rd and 13. The ball is on the New Orleans 27-yard line. New Orleans leading 20-7 with 12:44 left in the game. Chandler left, Owens right. Mike Strawn. And Strawn out across the 30 to the 32-yard line, but he had to get almost to the 40.
Yeah.
So New Orleans will have to give up the ball.
Archie made the correct call there. They've got the game under control. Don't take a chance throwing that nickel defense. Get one picked off. Keep the clock running. Play good, sound football.
Here is Rick Partridge, who spent part of this year working in his brother's sporting goods store in Southern California, and now punting for New Orleans. And he arrows a pretty good one to the Ram 30, and Eddie Brown goes out of bounds. That body then went hurtling by was Rich Morty, number 84, who usually leads the special teams in tackles. So the Rams will put it in play 1st and 10 on their 32. New Orleans leading.
If you think the thrill's gone out of driving, ease yourself into this. The 1980 Mercury Capri RS.
Come on, ease on down the road.
Ease on down with a sexy European look and great base engine mileage ratings. 6 or 8 cylinder engines are also available, even an optional turbocharged engine. The Capri RS from Lincoln Mercury. A touch of Europe and a lot of American car.
Ease on down the road.
To the sign of the cat.
People always say you talk funny, but when you talk about Natural Light beer, you make sense. To all my fans and fannies, I thank you. Natural Light does have a taste all its own, because there's nothing artificial in this beer. Just the finest natural ingredients, including lots of barley malt, for a fuller taste and a less filling beer. Look at it.
Taste Natural Light. The difference is what we put in and don't put in.
This is no laboratory light beer. This is Natural Light.
Next Saturday, the CBS Sports Spectacular features Super Skates with former Olympians and world champions performing, plus action in the pool. You'll say you saw it on CBS Sports.
Besides the highlights of the 4th Too Tall Jones fight, you'll see Super Skates and the Pacific Synchronized Swimming Championships next Saturday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the CBS Sports Spectacular. 1st and 10 Rams on their own 32. New Orleans leading 20-7. 12 minutes left in the game. Wendell Tyler. Tyler falling over Kent Hill at the 34-yard line.
Interesting thing there, Ben, they set the fullback in motion. I always like to there's Wendell limping going off. I always liked a defensive formation where they had only one remaining back. I never thought they were going to beat us with a remaining back. I'm glad to see Wendell go out of there. He's done a good job today, and he could get banged up, and that would hurt their playoff chances.
In the Rams' final game at the Coliseum, one of their great ones, Larry McCutcheon, Lawrence McCutcheon, in there now for Los Angeles. Ferragamo with both backs releasing over the middle to Charlie Young, the tight end. He fumbled. Merlo picked it off in the air, and Jim Merlo is across the 35-yard line. That is the 6th turnover for the Rams.
Well, you can't blame Ferragamo for that. He threw a perfect pass to Charlie Young. Charlie caught the ball. He ran a stop pattern, and as he starts to run, now watch this. He's hit, the helmet goes on the ball.
Merlo went to school at Stanford, so he's played in the Coliseum before, and that's a nice way for him to say goodbye to Southern California. So 6 Ram turnovers. 1st and 10 on the Ram 34 on Merlo's interception. Strawn and Holmes are in there, and it's Strawn going outside to the 30, to the 25. He just out of the way to pick up additional yardage.
Well, here's a situation you like to be in. You're ahead 20-7. There's 11 minutes to play. You got the ball in good field position. Keep the clock going. Run that football. Slug it out with them.
Strawn has just picked up a 1st down thanks to that butt job on Dwayne Osteen. He got it down to the Ram 20-yard line. 11 minutes left in the game. 20-7 New Orleans. Chandler wide right. Owens left. Jack Holmes. A flag on the play. Holmes got a yard or 2. Reynolds and Jim Youngblood hit him. We can take a look at that Dallas-Washington game, with Dallas leading Washington 21-17 in the 4th period. And without getting too deeply into it, the Chicago Bears beat St. Louis, and they are still alive technically until the outcome of this game and the number of points and the difference in the score.
65, offense, 1st down.
Robert Woods guilty of holding for New Orleans, so it'll be 1st and 20 from the 30-yard line. The Rams with 6 turnovers, and New Orleans capitalizing on them at least for a field goal, and they are leading 20-7. Muncy is back in there with Holmes, and it's Muncy on a draw, and Jack Reynolds made a good play. He took Dobler's block, shed the block, and made the tackle anyway.
Muncy had no chance on that. Jack was right in the hole. He played it perfectly. I think they anticipated that.
You know, the Rams had allowed only 2 100-yard rushing games this year, Tony Dorsett and Bubba Bean. Only one NFC team has allowed fewer. Tampa Bay allowed 100 yards to Billy Taylor. Well, Muncy is right at the edge now. He has rushed for 98 yards. Manning throwing under heat and completes it to Tinker Owens. He's to the 11-yard line. Cromwell knocked him. He had to get to the 10 for the 1st down.
Archie Manning deserves a lot of credit. There's a blitz. There's a dog coming. He gets rid of the ball and takes a delivery sack. Tinker Owens had to catch the ball looking into the sun.
Got away from Pat Thomas.
Got away from Pat Thomas and made a nice gain.
Not enough for the 1st down, however. So it is 3rd and 1. Remember, it was 2nd and 20. And the ball is on the Ram 11-yard line. So Tinker Owens, who is playing for the injured Ike Harris, has scored 1 touchdown, and he has just made a big reception. 3rd and 1 on the Ram 11. Strawn and Holmes are behind Manning. And it's Strawn. And he has the 1st down and then some. So Mike Strawn will have it 1st and goal for New Orleans.
Interesting thing we have from Maurice here, that Strawn made 800 yards as a rookie, which is outstanding, and he runs a 4.7. So he's a pretty good back. He's got some size and speed and toughness.
We might also reiterate, Maurice, of course, is Maurice Spencer, the cornerback for the Saints for 5 years out of North Carolina Central. lives in Winston-Salem. Hurt his neck in 1977. On an injured list now, but he's up here in the booth with it. First and goal from the 7. And it's Jack Holmes to the 5, and then is driven forward by Robert Woods, who stacked in to push him for another yard or so.
And then Conrad Dobler isn't in there. They've taken him out.
Now Muncy is coming back into the ball game. As we mentioned, Muncy needs 1 touchdown to establish all alone the New Orleans Saints record.
Yes.
So we'll see if they call on Muncy. Second and goal, the ball on the 3. Play action fake with Holmes trying to block, and Manning goes inside the 1-yard line. Did not quite get to the plane of the goal line.
Good call for a quarterback of Manning's ability. He fakes the off tackle. He has both backs as blockers. They forced him deep or he would have scored. Now he gives it everything he has and dives for the flag, but hit it. You got to get inside of it to score.
So it is a 3rd and goal, and the ball is inside the 1-yard line. So the Saints trying to put the ball game away with 8 minutes and 11 seconds left, and they would snap a Ram 4-game winning streak. Strawn is back in there, and Brooks Williams is on a wing, and Williams in motion. They go to Strawn, and touchdown. Mike Strawn breaking the plane of the goal line, barely, but he did it.
Didn't look like he had it.
Nope.
Let's
and
see.
The Saints lead 26-7. From that angle, of course, you can't really see the plane of the goal line.
I didn't think he scored. They used motion to change the strength.
So it is 26-7 Saints, and Yepremian will try and make it 27.
The head linesman called it right away, so he's closer than we are.
So the New Orleans Saints beat the Rams in Los Angeles last year for the first time in their 13 years, and it looks like they're going to do it again today as Yepremian boots it true, and it is 27-7 New Orleans. And it means that the Saints will finish up with their best record ever, an 8-8 record. 27-7 New Orleans.
When choosing between the phone and a business letter, remember, the letter is loaded with hidden costs.
I see you.
There's dictating time, typing time, filing costs, materials, even mailing costs.
Sorting, sealing, stamping, and postage.
To reduce those costs, don't reach for a stamp. Reach for the telephone. The phone's a better buy than the business letter.
Meet the family of high-mileage 1980 Mercuries. Zephyr, Bobcat, Capri.
Come on in. Ease on down the road.
Ease on down with the high-mileage ratings of Mercury Bobcat, one of America's lowest sticker prices. Zephyr, great mileage ratings with a lot of room for the money. Or Capri, mileage with a sexy European look.
Ease on down the road.
Meet the high-mileage Mercuries at the Sign of the Cat.
Monday night on CBS, a great lineup. WKRP in Cincinnati, The Last Resort, MASH, House Calls, and Lou Grant. Make the dink to be with us. Garo Yepremian has made it 27-7 in favor of New Orleans as he kicks it to Eddie Hill. He fumbles it, picks it up in the end zone, and will run it out to the 15 to the 17-yard line. Kovac finally brought him down. The last we heard, a bulletin, Washington had the ball down around the Dallas 7-yard line, and it was 4th down, with Dallas still leading Washington 21-17 late in the 4th quarter. Dallas held as far as giving up a touchdown, but Washington settled for the field goal. So it is Dallas 21, Washington 20 in the 4th.
I wonder how much time left.
And again, remember, not only the winner of that game is important, but the differential in the score is important as far as the wild card and the Chicago Bears concerned. And there's 11 minutes left in that game in Dallas.
The Rams had to take a timeout. They only had 10 men on the field. Eddie Hill's coming in. That's their second timeout they've used this half. They have one left.
One timeout they used for Ferragamo to come over to the sidelines to talk to his coach. This one with only 10 men on the field. They're having a bad day all around. And there it says, goodbye, Rams. Adios. And they are heading for Anaheim next year. For Ray Malavasi, a frustrating, bitter, disappointing day. With a 4-game winning streak, he has seen his Rams fall on their numbers today. Embarrassingly so on the final game ever to be played here. He wanted to go into the playoffs under the impetus of a victory. Instead, they're backing in and staggering in.
The reason Eddie Hill dropped that kickoff return, that corner, that far corner of the end zone, the sun was directly in his eyes.
And it is 1st and 10 Rams on their own 17-yard line. Eddie Hill and Jim Jodat are the running backs. And Ferragamo sacked by Don Reese, and there's a flag on the play. Reese, by the way, along with Alois Grooms, each had 11 sacks. So for Don Reese, his 12th sack.
Well, that was made possible by a dog. They dog Ferragamo. They know he has to throw now. The Saints defense is on offense in this situation.
So it is 1st and 10 on the 17, and then Ferragamo suffers the sack, but there's an illegal motion penalty decline, naturally. Take the down and the sack.
And how many of those have we seen this year? Teams using motion and shifting. Every ball game there's one illegal motion penalty, and it comes sometimes as a big play, like Atlanta lost a touchdown last week.
That's right. Big touchdown pass was called back. 2nd and 20 from the 7. Ferragamo to Jodat on a draw. He bumped into Gordon Gravel, and he got back to the 9. Gordon Gravel, number 73, was trying to block for him, but they pushed Gravel right back into Jodat's lap.
Well, the Rams are doing the right thing. Ray's doing the right thing. He's putting in some substitutes, and the game is most likely lost. There's no sense in using your front liners for 60 minutes and take the chance of an injury.
It is 3rd and 17. The ball is on the Ram 10 with 7:23 left in the game. I'm Vin Scully along with George Allen, sending you the last Ram game ever from the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. Ferragamo scrambling, throwing on the run. It is intercepted by Gray, but did he short hop it? He did. They'll rule it no catch, claiming that he short hopped the ball instead of catching it on the fly.
A great effort by Gray. A real great effort.
Take another look yourself.
Yeah, let's see if he trapped it.
Pass intended for Denard, and from that angle you can't tell.
No, it looks like he intercepted it, but you can't tell from that. No, he trapped it.
And the one Saint who didn't argue was David Gray.
Yeah.
So it is 4th and 18.
He's the best judge.
Yeah, I would think so. And Ken Clark, squinting in the sun, will try and get a punt off. Rich Maudie is standing on the Saints 42.
Watch Clark's rhythm. He had the last punt block now.
And this time Gray gets close, but no cigar. End over end to Maudie. He's at the Ram 40 and goes for another 2 or 3 yards. Jim Jodat hit him at the ankles to bring him down.
Well, Jodat loves special teams. They don't have a better player in the special teams than Jim Jodat.
It's the Delco Freedom Battery Sale. What do you want from a car battery, America?
Freedom to start in the cold. Thanks, Delco.
And you? Freedom from adding water. Thanks, Delco. Then come on to the Delco Freedom Battery Sale. AZ Delco is making it possible for you to save on the powerful, never-add-water Delco Freedom Battery. At participating outlets when you see the Delco Freedom Battery Sale poster.
Thanks, Delco!
Some guys never learn. They're still taking it on the chin. Gotcha. Norelco offers the Norelco rotary razor. Not 1 or 2 blades, but 36 blades inside 3 adjustable floating heads and a unique shaving angle for a very close shave without a nick or cut. So say hello to the Norelco rotary razor and say goodbye to Gotcha.
Tonight, Archie Bunker's place falls into some hard times.
$50,000?
Oh, we are not covered.
An old friendship is strained tonight.
All they got to do is run the ball.
The New Orleans Saints with 6:55 leading 27-7, and they have the football 1st and 10 on the Ram 38. Maudie is wide right, Owens wide left. Strawn and Holmes the running back. Jack Holmes gone outside. I tell you, if we have it on tape, a beautiful block by Mike Strawn, number 33. He leveled Bob Brzezinski, and Brzezinski hurt his knee. Keep it going, and there's the block. There goes Brzezinski, 59, and he's hurt. Strawn really hit him. Oh, what a block. Meanwhile, Jack Holmes paid the price of running.
And a good block by Tinker Owens downfield.
And Brzezinski has to leave the game. I figured Strawn really knocked him out. And that could be an important knee bruise as far as Brzezinski and the Rams.
I think what happened, many times you get your foot locked. You can't move it in the turf, and he hit him low, and that's what happened.
That hyperextension of the knee. Jack Holmes coming out. So that was a painful play on both sides.
What a job he did today.
Jack Holmes, marvelous job. The Special Teams Award winner for the Saints started because Tony Galbraith is hurt and put in a magnificent final game of the year. 2nd and 3 from the 31. Wilson and Muncy are the running back. Chuck Muncy following Wilson's block, and he got a good one on Andrews, but he is still hit and belted at the 30-yard line, and it was the ever-present Jack Reynolds who made the tackle. Washington has the ball, we understand, on the Dallas 1 because of interference on a pass in the Dallas end zone.
I hate to see.
And John Riggins has just scored for Washington, and that is a big interference call and a big touchdown. Washington could very well then win the division and knock Chicago out of the playoff bid.
I hate to see that type of penalty then decide a game.
5.5 left in our game. Here comes Muncy. Got away from Wallace. Dragged down from behind by Pat Thomas, number 27. And Muncy got a little pat on the head.
Seattle 29, Oakland 17.
So Oakland is on the ropes. Their light will go out today.
4th quarter, 5:26.
Efren Herrera kicked one from 43 yards out. But Washington is leading Dallas 27-21. And there's about 9 minutes left in that game. And we'll try and give you bulletins throughout the remainder of this telecast on that game. With 4:52 left in our game. First down, Saints. The ball on the 27. Wayne Wilson. He fumbled, and the Rams have recovered the ball. Down on it was George Andrews, number 52. He fell on the loose ball.
Well, this is what happens when you're fighting for extra yardage like Wilson is. The ball was knocked loose. Number 52, Andrews, recovered the ball.
Al Conway, the umpire, was almost caught in a squeeze.
You know, words are confusing. In bowling, a strike is good. In baseball, it's terrible.
That's right.
Take the word natural as in natural light beer. It means just one thing. This brew is beer with nothing artificial. It has only natural ingredients with lots of barley malt for a fuller taste and a less filling beer.
You better believe it.
Taste Natural Light. The difference is what we put in and don't put in.
Sure, Natural Light tastes great, and you can open the top without disremembering the can.
Motorcraft battery, it's all right. Saved my life one dreadful night when I told Big Dutch I want to fight. He said, how about now? He broke a table over a chair. I went from a coupe to go anywhere. My lights had been on while I was there. Motorcraft, don't fail me now. I turned the key as he came to the door. My Motorcraft made the engine roar. Then I heard Big Dutch as he stamped and swore. Gonna get me a Motorcraft battery for sure. Motorcraft, for sure.
We have 4.5 minutes left in our game. We understand there's a little more than 10 minutes, a correction on the time left in that Washington-Dallas game. First and 10 Rams on their own 18-yard line. Jodad and Hill, the running back. Ferragamo to Hill on a screen. Bain and Rysick blocking, and he gets across the 25 and would appear to have picked up the first down at the 28.
I like that call. That's a good call. You know they're going to rush you. The screen is a counter for the rush. It's a safe pass. He picked up 9 yards, possibly a first down.
Very close, depending upon the spot of the ball. And it's second down and really inches to go for the first down. They have to get just shy of the 29-yard line, and the ball is just over the 28. Play action fake, and Ferragamo is going deep to Drew Hill. No good. Chapman is there defending against Drew Hill.
Well, Ferragamo read that properly. They dogged again. He had a one-on-one. He went deep. It was a matter of the defense taking it away from the offense, or the offense taking it away from the defense.
Drew Hill,
good play.
The intended receiver, was vitally involved. If you remember, he touched the punt that gave New Orleans the ball again, and they finally capitalized with the Apremian field goal. It's the only time Drew has had his name mentioned today, and he'd just as soon have all of us forget it. 3:48 left in the game. New Orleans leading 27-7. Here comes Jim Jodad, but they bury him under white shirts.
Well,
it was a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, they're trying to get the first down, which is good football. It's 3rd and 1. They went for the bomb on 2nd and 1, which was a good call.
No indication that he made it as yet, and they've decided to call in the chain gang and take a look. As far as individual performances are concerned, Ferragamo 13 for 25, 136 yards, but 2 interceptions. Archie Manning 10 for 15, 162 yards, 3 interceptions. Rushing, Wendell Tyler 141 yards, better than 7 yards a carry, and a touchdown. Muncie 98 yards in 20 carries, almost 5. Jack Holmes averaged better than 5 yards a carry for 58 before he was hurt.
And what a job he did today, running, blocking.
And Mike Strawn rushed for 82 yards.
4th and inches, Ben.
So a lot of fine individual performances today. It is 4th and inches for the Rams, and they'll go for it. Eddie Hill and Elex Price hit him, and he picked up the first down.
You know, one thing that's evident that Dick Nolan and his coaching staff had the team ready. They've done a good job. They've stayed in there. They overcame some mistakes that Archie made early that could have broken their back. They say, here we go again. We're beating ourselves. So Dick and his staff deserve credit for this win today.
And Dick and his staff got the Saints to 7-9 last year, and now they've improved on that. They'll be 8-8 when this year comes to an end. Ferragamo, a bomb to Denard, a flag on the play. David Gray was defending. It looked like they had their legs tangled up. We'll see.
I'll tell you something. With the new rules, the rules that we're playing pass defense on, if you don't put up at least 6 bombs every game, any contact downfield, they're going to give it to the offense.
David Gray's left hand, I think, might have given Denard a slight push, and it was enough for the penalty to be called.
And that's why we have so many big plays, so many more points scored this year than over previous years, is because the rules were designed to have more big plays on the offense, dilute the defense. You can't touch these guys after 5 yards.
And that's a 47-yard pass play, thanks to the rules. And, of course, that big touchdown that Washington just scored against Dallas was pass interference in the end zone. 1st and 10 on the Saints' 24. Ferragamo under a rush, but got away from Grooms and throws to Denard. And Denard is down at about the 1-yard line.
Well, Ferragamo's showing some poise. He was rushed here. Watch. Grooms had him.
You'll see Clarence Chapman hurt on this play.
Right there. And he steps up and throws a strike to Denard.
Now you'll see Gray, number 21, McGill, and Chapman. And as McGill went over Chapman, evidently, Clarence Chapman is shaken up and down. 2:28 left in the game.
If a man's slacks fit him too close for comfort, if he just can't stand to sit, then he needs Levi's Action Slacks, perhaps the most comfortable slacks a man can wear. The waistband and fabric stretch to give you more room when you need it.
Comfortable? Comfortable. I could sit through a double feature now.
Levi's Action Slacks from Levi's Sportswear, where quality never goes out of style.
RCA wants you to see the right color. Sunrise over the Grand Canyon. Does your television capture the color in all its intensity, in all its subtlety? Does it automatically show you the right shades of color? If not, wait till you see ColorTrack 1980. ColorTrack 1980. With 8 automatic color systems designed to lock even subtle shades of color on track. RCA is making television better and better.
With 6:54 left in that game, Washington 34, Dallas 21. We have 2:28 left in ours. First and goal on the Saints 1 for the Rams. Jodat and Eddie Hill are the running backs. Eddie Hill, he's in there for the touchdown.
Well, I formation. Fullback leads the play. Straight handoff. M blocking, good sound play. Touchdown, Eddie Hill.
Eddie Hill's first touchdown of the year. He hadn't played very much. By the way, if the Rams lose this game, and they certainly figure to lose with 2:26 left, their record for the year at the Coliseum, 4 wins, 4 losses. They might just as well go on the road to play the playoffs.
My gosh, that's interesting. It's a disadvantage to play at home.
The kick is up, the kick is good. So with 2:26 left, Frank Corral makes it 27-14 in favor of New Orleans. And the key play was the pass interference involving Preston Denard and David Gray. A reminder, the Bowls on CBS, Washington versus Texas in the Sun Bowl next Saturday, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Christmas Day, the Blue-Gray Classic. Then on Monday, December 31st, Clemson and Baylor in the Peach Bowl, followed by the New Year's Day festivities at the Cotton Bowl, Houston against Nebraska. Ram cheerleaders have certainly not had very much to cheer about today. The Rams scored in the first quarter and have not been heard from until 2.5 left in the last quarter. And in between, New Orleans piled up its lead.
They have to go for an onside kick here, man. They got to take a chance, even though there's 2:23. They need 2 touchdowns to get ahead.
27-14 in favor of New Orleans. 2:20 left in the game. So Frank Corral, and we'll see the shift for the onside kick if it's forthcoming. And here it is, but it's just a little squib kick that hits on the 30, and falling on it is Mauti at the 29-yard line.
Well,
that wasn't much of an onside kick, George.
Your terms, that was a Texas leaguer.
Yeah.
And what you try to do is send a fast man down there to recover it. You put one of your racehorse people on the end, and sometimes you can even catch that ball on the fly.
In other words, the deep man is so deep that your racehorse can get to it before he can.
It's behind all the 9 men up front, and we've worked it successfully. That's what they were trying to do, but the ball was just a little too deep.
Rich Mauti making the grab at the 29. Philadelphia leading Houston 26-20 in the 4th. And now Bobby Scott is the quarterback, with Strawn and Holmes the running back. And Jack Holmes fumbles but falls on it. George Andrews, a pretty good hit on Holmes to cause the fumble, but then Jack turned and fell back on the ball.
Looks like George Andrews was a fine pick. First-round pick from Georgia Tech. Now, what happened there? He's dogging, and he's closing down to the inside, and he jarred that ball loose on the handoff.
There's a 2-minute warning. 27-14 New Orleans here in the Los Angeles Coliseum.
Sharp razor blades are designed to give you a closer shave. Great for my beard, but can still be irritating to my skin. So I help protect my skin with Rise. Rise is thicker than the leading foam. Look, I can't even shake it off. Rise helps protect my skin against irritation. So for today's close shaves, today's Thick Rise helps protect your skin against irritation. Thick Rise helps protect your skin against irritation.
Give your family a great holiday. Give them all a holiday to remember. For that special time of the year. Beneficial's the place when you want more money.
Daddy, look!
Make this holiday extra special with extra cash from Beneficial. We want to lend you the full amount you have in mind.
It's one time of year you just can't cut corners.
At Beneficial, you're good for more.
In the waning moments, 2 minutes left. The New Orleans Saints leading and trying to beat the Rams 27-14. Bobby Scott, who has only thrown 2 passes all year, backing up Archie Manning, is at the controls.
Okay.
Bobby Scott, 8 years out of Tennessee. And he'll finish it up.
Rams have to use their timeouts now. In here, Ben. Stop that clock.
Have turned over the ball 6 times, and they have only 1 timeout left. So Bobby Scott has everything going his way now with 2 minutes left in the game. Strawn out across the 30 to the 31-yard line, and the clock running down.
Look at this. Seattle 29, Oakland 24.
Kenny Stabler to Mark Van Egan to get Oakland close. 1 minute and 18 seconds of the fourth quarter. So 3rd and 9 for the Saints. The ball at the New Orleans 30-yard line.
They're taking their time, which is a smart thing to do.
Tinker Owens goes right. Rich Morty goes the other way, and Strawn and Wilson are the running backs behind Bobby Scott. And it's Strawn. Got away from Jim Youngblood and got across the 35 because of it.
And he stayed in bounds. He could have been pushed out of bounds. He turned it upfield. Now the Rams wasted 2 timeouts. They could really use them here.
Once because they had only 10 men on the field. Another time when Ferragamo decided on a 4th and inches to go over and talk to his coach. So they have made about as many mistakes as you can make, and they are losing because of it. Well, our thanks to our producer, Perry Smith, to our director, Tony Verna, to Associate Director Ray Ball, to Dr. Bob Woods, Ozzie Lang, Dennis Mnuchin, all the fellows who work so hard, bring it all to you. I'm Vin Scully along with George Allen. The Saints, for the 2nd time in their existence, will defeat the Rams in Los Angeles. The Rams had beaten New Orleans 16 of 21 times. And one of the reasons New Orleans kept the ball and done very well on the ground. Both Muncie and Strawn have rushed for 91 yards, and Manning is 10 for 15.
They got the punt block on.
Partridge, a slow snap, but he got it away over Wilkinson. And a fair catch is called by Eddie Brown, and it takes a Saints roll inside the 15 and down to about the 12. So the Rams have had it with 50 seconds left in the last game they will ever play here. 27-14.
Getting ready, make it shine, looking pretty. There's a lot to do. You're waiting for your dreams to come true. Come on and have a Pepsi day. Come on and taste the Pepsi way. Come on and have a Pepsi day.
and 10 on the Ram 12. Ferragamo under a rush. Got away from Price, but he's going to be sacked in the end zone by Grooms for a safety. Eloise Grooms gets the safety on Ferragamo. What else can the Rams have go wrong today?
It was a good call. Now, Ferragamo's going back to pass. He's run out of the pocket. Now he reverse pivots and watch Grooms come up and sack him in the end zone, which is a safety. The Rams will now put the ball in play by a punt. Good call by the officials. Ferragamo didn't have much of a chance on it.
So Ferragamo has thrown 2 interceptions. Now he is sacked in the end zone. And for a young quarterback, supposedly to take this team into the playoffs, I can't think of a worse game.
No, that's a very good point. He said everything happened to him today. Interceptions, fumbles, safety, block kick, passes that were dropped that were credited to him for an interception.
Right.
Like Charlie Young's that should have been completed. And it isn't all Vin's fault, but it's not a type of game you like to have before you go into the playoffs. It makes that week's practice not enjoyable.
Dick Nolan making sure that the Saints have 11, no more and no less for a moment. We're checking. I think we just heard that Dallas scored. To get a little bit closer, we'll check time left in that game. We have 43 seconds left in our game. 29-14 in favor of New Orleans, heaping indignity upon indignity upon the shoulders of the Rams. The lame duck leaves town. There's the punt following the safety. Maudie grabs it on the dead run, and he's to midfield to the 45 and to the Ram 40-yard line before they bring him down at 37 seconds left.
I think Eddie Brown missed by 1 today of tying the NFL record on punt returns.
A reminder tonight on CBS 60 Minutes. All of you good folks in the New Orleans area will see it immediately after football and of course at the usual time on the West Coast. 37 seconds left. Washington 34, Dallas 28. Ron Springs scored in that game, and we'll double check and see how much time is left in that game. We get 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the Washington-Dallas game. Washington not only trying to win the division, but also knock the Chicago Bears out of any playoff hopes. They have 2 long minutes left, however. The clock has run out. We're not going to waste any time because we're going to try and hook up with the Washington-Dallas game. New Orleans beats the Rams 29-14. I'm Vin Scully along with George Allen. We'll be talking to you at the wild card game. That's the final score here. And we're ready to wrap it up right now after this word from your local station. 2 minutes. With 2 minutes and 14 seconds left, let's go to that Washington-Dallas game.
Hand off every snap, very important now.
Crowd chanting defense now. That's the final score. The Saints 29, Los Angeles 14. Now the clock will start. Theismann wastes no time, goes right out. They dropped the ball, a fumble. Incomplete pass. Danny Buggs had it, dropped it, fell on it. It looked like a fumble, but they called it incomplete.
How about a lateral? It was awfully close.
How about that call? Jack Pardee. The Redskin coach has done a marvelous job no matter what the outcome of this game is. Those of you who watched Los Angeles and New Orleans, welcome to Texas Stadium, where the score here is the Washington Redskins 34, the Cowboys 28. Washington led at 1.17-0. Dallas took the lead 21-17. The Redskins came back. They led 34-21, and now it's 34-28. Theismann gives to Riggins. Riggins bowls out for about 8 yards. Randy White came and hit him. That's the final score, 29-24.
The 2-minute clock now will actually serve as a timeout and help Dallas, I guess. They'll keep theirs in their pocket.
And they have all three. 2 minutes left.
If a man's slacks fit him too close for comfort, if he just can't stand to sit, then he needs Levi's Action Slacks, perhaps the most comfortable slacks a man can wear. The waistband and fabric stretch to give you more room when you need it.
Comfortable? Comfortable. I could sit through a double feature now.